The Mafia may be an organization that has been around for decades, but that doesn't mean that their actions have gotten any less brutal over time. From gruesome murders to bank heists and even kidnapping, the Mafia is one of the most feared organizations in the world. And it's not hard to see why when you hear about the horrific things they've done. Welcome back, everyone. Here today, I will count down 5 Mafia crimes so brutal, they shocked the FBI. So get yourself comfortable, because this is going to be one wild ride. But before we get started, make sure to stay tuned if you want to see more videos like this. Number 5. Murder at the US Open. Tennis fans were left shocked after a man was murdered right in front of them during the 1999 US Open. But what many didn't realize was that this shocking incident had actually been orchestrated by the Italian Mafia. After a group of gangsters approached Nicholas Barnes, who was there with his girlfriend to watch the final, they shot him 5 times, and he died instantly. What? Why would somebody target a random guy at a tennis match? It turns out that the victim had actually been in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was actually mistaken for a rival gangster from a different crime family. This led to the FBI launching a huge investigation into the murder, which finally ended up leading them to the killer. Despite the large crowd at the stadium, the FBI was able to identify the man who pulled the trigger, who turned out to be a mafia boss named Michael Francesi. With enough evidence to convict him, the FBI then arrested Francesi, who ended up being sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Number 4. A family in danger. For many people, the thought of somebody targeting them or their family is absolutely terrifying. And in the case of Michael Francesi, it was a reality that he couldn't escape. After being convicted of racketeering and conspiracy charges related to mafia activities, Francesi decided to cooperate with the FBI and testify against his former associates. This meant that he became a target, but it also put his entire family at risk. As the FBI began to fear for their safety, they decided to place the family under witness protection to keep them safe. However, this wasn't as easy as it might seem, as it soon became clear that the Mafia was planning to kidnap the family and bring them back to New York, where they could be punished. But despite the danger, the FBI eventually allowed the family to return home, although with many security measures in place. And while the family has since gone through many hardships, they are still alive thanks to the help of the FBI. No. 3. A gruesome discovery. In the early morning hours of June 14, 1979, the peaceful neighborhood of Park Forest, Illinois was shattered by a horrifying discovery. The body of mobster Michael R. Aquino was found lying dead in the middle of a field. He had been reported missing just 3 days earlier, and nobody could have imagined the violence that had occurred. After examining the body, it was discovered that Mike had been tortured before being shot twice in the head. His hands and feet were bound together, and his mouth was stuffed with gauze. The brutality of the crime shocked the nation and raised questions about the lengths the Mafia would go to silence one of their own. What made the situation even more disturbing was that Mike was known for being a low-level mobster, who mostly worked as a loan shark. He wasn't involved in any major crimes, so it was unclear why someone would want him dead. The FBI launched an investigation and discovered that Mike had been killed by members of his own family, the crime family. They had suspected him of being a government informant and wanted to send a message to other potential informants. The killing of Mike Aquila served as a warning to others in the Mafia and sent shockwaves throughout the criminal underworld. No, 2. An explosive target. If you think about the most dangerous jobs, you might think of soldiers or bomb diffusers. But did you know that FBI agents have one of the most dangerous professions out there? After all, they often in the line of fire when dealing with some of the most dangerous criminals in the country. Take, for example, the case of an FBI agent named John J. Kearney. Kearney had been working undercover for quite some time when he was given an assignment that would test his skills and his life. His mission? To infiltrate the Lucchese crime family and gather intelligence on their activities. But the job was far from easy. While posing as a member of the Genovese crime family, he had to navigate the dangerous world of organized crime and build trust with some of the most ruthless mobsters around. But his efforts paid off. He was able to gather valuable information on the Lucchese crime family, including their involvement in illegal gambling and extortion. But his success came at a cost. The Mafia quickly caught on to his presence, and a warrant was issued for his arrest. This meant that Kearney had to flee, leaving behind his wife and children. With the Mafia hot on his trail, Kearney knew that he was in danger. He had seen firsthand the lengths that the mob would go to protect their secrets, and he knew that they would unhesitate to kill him. But Kearney was determined to bring the Mafia down. He continued to gather intelligence on the mob, providing the FBI with crucial information that led to several arrests and convictions. His bravery and dedication to justice ultimately paid off. Kearney was awarded the Medal of Valor, the highest honor the FBI can bestow upon one of its members. Number 1. Betrayal and bloodshed. But that wasn't the case for one Mafia captain named Joseph Barbera. After earning the nickname the Short Man, Barbera decided to switch sides and become an informant for the FBI. He provided the Bureau with a ton of useful information, including details about illegal gambling, loan sharking, and even murder. But after 8 years of providing intel, Barbera's FBI handlers informed him that they no longer needed his services. They believed that the information he was providing was outdated, and that he was only offering it to save himself. But Barbera didn't take this news well. He felt betrayed by the FBI and wanted to get revenge. He planned to kidnap 2 FBI agents and hold them hostage until he could negotiate better terms. But things didn't go as planned. The FBI caught wind of his plan and arrested him before he could put it into action. This led to Barbera being charged with racketeering and conspiracy, which he was eventually convicted of. But as he entered witness protection, he refused to cooperate. Instead, he tried to continue his life of crime, which resulted in him being returned to prison. But the story doesn't end there. In an act of revenge, Barbera's former associates in the Mafia targeted the FBI agents that he had intended to kidnap. One of the agents was shot and wounded, but the other, Special Agent Terrence McManus, was found dead in his car with multiple gunshot wounds. To this day, nobody knows who was responsible for McManus's murder, but it's believed that Barbera's betrayal and subsequent refusal to cooperate may have played a role. Well, that's all for this video. You know any obscure Mafia facts that we didn't cover here? Let us know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to check out our other videos. Thanks for watching.